Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everyone, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Your key to the week this week is the Hierophant card. This could be a week where you're interacting with a larger institution, a local authority in some way, shape or form. For some of you as well, this could be a time where you really are checking in with your faith, maybe to question your faith, especially because remember Jupiter is moving through the sign of Aries at the moment, and Jupiter represents faith, religion, the higher mind, philosophy. So this could be a week where your faith is put to the test, or maybe it stands up to the test that you're going through. I would say if you have any challenges this week, what is it that you believe in? Do you have a belief structure? And if not, can you put one in place? This might be a time where some of you discover that actually having a spiritual practice, or at least something that is close to a spiritual practice, could really help you through. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise to help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your actions and options this week are the Three of Wands. So for some of you, this could literally be about starting a business. It looks like some of you are getting really proactive about an idea that you have for the future. Some of you could be looking into things like visas. Some of you could be really paying a lot of attention to the paperwork, the documentation, especially anything around moving abroad, going to a different country. What are the requirements there? There's a lot of you really paying attention to the things that you're going to have to do on the ground in terms of interacting with larger bodies, governing institutions, etc., in order for you to fulfill whatever your goal, your mission, your desire might be. For your the other thing as well, because it's the Three of Wands as an actions card, this basically says you can't really lose. It's not to say that you can go and be reckless and not really think about what you're doing, but the Three of Wands is a great card for actions because it usually suggests that there's a lot of luck that is standing with you. So if you've had things that are held up, yes, even though we're definitely heading into retrograde season at this point, if you've had things that are holding you up or holding you back, this could be a week where things actually start to move, or they start moving towards some form of completion. So this could actually be a very good week for that kind of thing where you're wrapping stuff up. For your communications and conversations, you have the Five of Cups. You got this Five of Cups here underneath the Hierophant card, which itself is also the number 5. 2 5s represents a vigil. So I'm going to say when it comes to your communications this week, you want to be really conscious of what you're sharing with who, and more importantly, whether this is the right time to be talking about certain things. What's also evident here as well, for those of you that are studying, so it is the 5 of Cups, which is a card of loss. It's a card of release ultimately, but it is also a message about overindulgence. For those of you that are studying, it looks like you're holding to one specific way that something can happen. Maybe you're deciding, no, I have to go to this school, I have to go to that university, I have to study this course. Honestly, if something is coming up against consistent roadblocks, there's a reason for that, and it looks like you're not paying attention to it. So this week you are being asked to look at the fact, why is this not going forward for you? Why is it not working? Like, aside from the usual paperwork delays, etc., if something has come up against consistent roadblocks this week, you're being invited to really look at why. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could literally be a boss, that is leaving. It could be somebody that announces that they're leaving. It's probably going to be a superior, might be somebody that's been with your company for years. It could be as well that some of you, for those of you that are employed by someone else, your company could be being taken over. The management could be replaced. There's something this week that suggests the structure of the place that you of the place that you work in, is going through a fundamental big shift. So only you can decide if those shifts and changes are going to work for you. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, it's a nice kind of energy, and in that, this is you letting go of what you thought you were supposed to do, what you thought you were supposed to give. There's a sense here that you are stepping out, not only out of your comfort zone, but it's like you're stepping out of what other people want from your business, and you're starting to move into being more aligned with the things that you want to do. When you really offer the things that you love and you do what you love, it shows. And I think for a lot of you, this is about letting go of expectation this week. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're having conversations to that effect, and it might come up that something really rattles your cage where you just kind of say, you know what, I'm tired of doing things the way that other people want me to, or that I'm expected. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, for a lot of you, it looks like you are ready to start thinking about either a move or a change of location. There's something here about a need or a desire to reinvent yourself, but it comes at a cost. It's like something you realize that on a deeper level, I'm going to have to give something or let something go, maybe even let someone or somewhere go in order to reinvent myself in the way that I would like to. For your love and relations, you've got the Moon card. Look, it's not a great card, I've got to be honest. And with the Hierophant card here, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in some long-term commitment, this could be a week where a relationship comes to an end. It could, it doesn't have to be, it's not going to be for all of you. I will say for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments where it's not coming to an end, there might be a challenge or an issue that comes up in the relationship this week that you don't really understand. You're kind of like, okay, but we've had way heavier conversations than this before, and you've never lost your temper like this. What's going on? And it's because at some deeper level there's something going on with the partner that you are as yet unaware of. For those of you that are single, yes, I mean, this could be somebody that comes back from the past, especially if this is somebody that either lives abroad or somebody that lives at a distance from you. I've got to be honest with you, it looks like the reason it didn't work out between you is because you have very different belief structures, very different belief systems, and to be honest with you, there's no sense of integration here. Usually when these kinds of connections resurface, it's just for you to realize why it didn't work, what you learned from that person, and to keep it moving. When it comes to your money and materials, you've got the High Priestess. I mean, it's an interesting set of cards, right? Heavy on the water as well. There's a lot of water here. First things first, when it comes to money, finances, and resources, this week I would be, for those of you specifically that are partnered, if you have a debt or some kind of financial mishap that you're trying to hide, it's likely to come out this week. This could also be the same for if a partner is doing the same. Maybe they're trying to cover some mistake that they made up and it comes out. My advice would be, don't go mad so that in the future they don't feel the need not to tell you stuff. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is your internal waters this week. So, make sure you get plenty of water. Make sure you really are looking after what you eat, what you ingest, what you digest, especially in terms of the liquids that you take on board. And then when it comes to your home and environment, the High Priestess with the Five of Cups, that is potentially somebody and likely to be an older woman's health that takes a turn for the worst. And I really hope that I'm wrong on this front, but it is a possibility with this combination of cards. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Navigate this week as consciously as you possibly can and as honest with yourself and others as you possibly can. With that said, take care and I'll see you soon.